Hi everybody, welcome to the Rob and Moof experience. I am Moof.
And I am Rob. So, what?
Sorry. Today we're going to be
Happy
talking
Halloween.
about...
We're recording on Halloween.
Sorry,
by
we're
the
recording
way.
on Halloween. Spooky, I know.
Spooky day.
So, if you see any ghosts, leave a comment, please.
Or don't.
Or don't. You could, but leave a timestamp too.
Right. Are you talking about in our video?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, dude. Call the cops.
Which cops?
Fucking
cops or our
Ghostbusters,
cops?
dude.
Oh,
Fucking
yeah.
Ghostbusters, man.
Well, they're not the cops. They're the Ghostbusters. They have a van. I guess some police have a van.
Well, it's a hearse, not a van.
Yeah, okay. I guess you're right.
So, I understand you have some thrilling news for us today.
I have some thrilling news for us today. So the first bit of news I have is we kind of ended our last episode on true crime. So I figured I'd start this episode on true crime.
True crime.
Bit. Okay, true crime.
Rock out.
So a man with a knife injured 17 people on a Tokyo train and then lit a fire. And he was dressed as the...
He stabbed him, right?
He stabbed people with a knife. Yep. I don't think he killed anybody, or at least so far as they said, he hasn't killed anybody. But he was dressed as the Joker.
When was this?
This news was reported today.
Today.
So
when did the incident take place? What I'm asking.
Presumably today.
Okay.
Sunday. Yeah, Sunday today in Tokyo.
Happy Halloween!
And people were jumping out
Jesus.
the window of the train.
He jumped out the window?
No, people were to try to get away.
Was it moving?
It was at the station.
Okay, at least it wasn't moving because that's a real morbid sight right there.
Right.
That's like people trying to escape Afghanistan, holding onto landing gears of airplanes that are taking off.
He did it he did it to try to get the death penalty.
So he wanted to die. Why not just death by police and wave a gun at them?
Why not
and
just
have them shoot you?
Use that knife and jam it in your own heart?
Why don't you hang yourself?
Yeah, isn't there a mountain for doing that in Japan?
It's a forest. There's a forest.
What is a forest at a mountain?
We should talk about that kind of stuff on a future episode. Like just creepy places or conspiracy theories. We should just do a whole conspiracy theory episode.
Okay, if you say so.
We'll do it right after we do the Elder Scrolls one. That's not going to happen for a while.
So that's our true crime. But he was dressed as the Joker, which I find I don't know why he did that. If he's trying to get the death penalty, does he think it's gonna help his case? Make the case that he should be killed.
Honestly, I think that.
But what was his...
Knowing that he was trying to get the death penalty, the judge should not give him the death penalty.
Well, okay, right, but what's with the Joker outfit? Why didn't he just wear a tracksuit?
Well, because he wanted to dress up. It's Halloween.
I guess you're right, it is Halloween. Fair enough. So it's just it was his Halloween costume. He decided to wear his Halloween costume.
Maybe he just got done trick-or-treating,
many questions. Maybe he was getting ready to go trick-or-treating, and then was just
do they celebrate Halloween in Japan?
I don't fucking know. Maybe. It's Halloween every day there, dude.
We're
Everybody's,
we're being a couple of uncultured swine right now.
Yeah.
For not knowing if Halloween is celebrated in Japan or not.
I mean, I don't know. That's a good question.
You should Google it.
It's not like we don't have an idiot box right in front of us. So let me do. No, is Halloween celebrated? It's the seventh choice. around the world, in Australia, in India, on Sunday, in England.
England's Japan celebrates it too.
Yeah. Halloween continues to grow in popularity in Japan. Burst onto the scene in 2000 when Tokyo.
So it's on
Disneyland
the
hosted its first
rise.
Halloween event.
It's on the
Now
rise.
Halloween
in
is
Japan.
one of the biggest events on the calendar, but it's not
What?
an adaptation of the
It's
American
like
version.
their Christmas,
There's no
dude.
trick or treating. Secondly, it's a new
Oh.
phenomenon. People don't care about most of the Halloween traditions, which are important elsewhere. Instead, people focus their creative energy on their costumes.
I get that. I could see
Right?
that.
It's
though, in
cosplay.
Japan.
It's a cosplay holiday.
Yeah.
It's a cosplay holiday.
That's so hilarious.
Right.
It's like their Christmas.
Right.
Do
Right.
they celebrate
Yeah.
Christmas?
Yes, they celebrate.
Christianity, man.
Right.
You know?
It's spread everywhere.
Right.
Like,
So, another
this-
story that I see that you have
Yes,
tagged is
so-
the Nintendo's expansion pack. Speaking of Japan,
Speaking of Japan, their
yeah,
expansion
no,
pack trailer
I'm not
is
buying
its
it.
most disliked video on YouTube.
I can see why. It's very confusing. I got into a very long-winded argument with a buddy of mine about it, and they think that for some reason thought it was like a required upgrade, but it's not. It's completely separate. You don't have to buy it. You can just get the regular Nintendo Switch Online, which is a fucking steal. But like, yeah,
Have you
or
ever,
you can
have you ever heard of
pay.
have you ever heard of the Anbernic?
No.
Okay, it's a game console that you can buy.
Mhm.
That's like a Linux operating system with an emulator on it and like 10,000 games preloaded. You can buy PS1
Right.
emulators and Sega Genesis emulators and NES emulators and all this shit. It has all the games in really good quality that don't require control remapping and shit. And you
Right.
can buy these things for fucking $50 to $100. And there's a ton of different versions
Yeah.
of them that have crazy cool different like aesthetics and all this shit. It's like, why would I pay that a year to play some really shitty Nintendo sanctioned ports of games
Right.
that I can either not just emulate on
Well-
my computer for free, but buy an
Because
Ambernick.
not everybody has a computer that can do that.
Yes, you buy an
and-
Ambernick.
You know, honestly,
10,000
it's
games.
absolutely. If you were to ask me if this expansion pack is a ripoff, I would tell you, hell yes. It's a fucking ripoff. Don't buy it. It's not worth it, dude.
And don't tell me that like.
Hold on, though. Let me finish. But if you were going to ask me, is the regular subscription service of Nintendo Switch Online a ripoff? And I would tell you, absolutely not. It is a steal. You get basically Xbox Live or PlayStation Network for half the price.
Right.
You know, their version of it for half the price. Yeah, there's no like native party chat yet, but like who gives a fuck? I'm not trying to talk to the people that I'm kicking their ass on Smash.
Well, and Nintendo,
You know what I'm saying?
Nintendo has kind of made a point of not putting party chat in because kids play that shit, bro.
Right, yeah, man. A
Like
lot
at
of kids
least
do.
at least with like
And
Halo and,
it's
and Call of
reas-
Duty, they
like,
could slap an
for-
M logo on it and
Dude,
make the case that like,
for
well, kids
The
aren't
family
supposed to be playing
account,
it.
which I am on a family account with my wife's brother-in-law. He's the owner of the account. It costs us, I believe it's $40 or $50 a month, dude, for 8 like accounts to be added onto the family plan, and all
A
have
month?
benefits a month. The family plan, dude, is fucking steal. Up to 8 accounts, and then you get, of course,
Oh,
the
it's
NES.
not per account. It's not per account.
No, yeah, it's for 8
What the
accounts to have basically Xbox Live, and
Right.
then like Nintendo Game Pass, essentially,
Yeah.
like NES Game Pass, you know,
Yeah.
which, yes, the Nintendo 64 ROMs are probably shitty. That they like that they're ports
Don't
that they're
have
pushing
proper
through.
control remapping.
But the NES like ports
Uh-huh.
are the NES games. You know what
Right,
I'm
but
saying?
those
They're the
games
NES
have no
games.
value to me.
Right, and that's fine, and that's why you wouldn't be getting Nintendo Switch Online for that.
They shouldn't have
but
value
you'd be
to
getting
you
it
either,
online.
Robbie. Those games are available for free in a browser, my dude.
Right.
And the artists who made them got paid 30, 40 years ago for them. So
I understand,
at this point,
dude. I'm not arguing that emulation is wrong.
No, I know
you're dumb. You're being stupid about it right now because it's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
You are saying I'm not saying emulation is bad. Emulation for games like that is awesome, dude. Am I gonna go and do the work to emulate the game on my computer when I already pay for Nintendo Switch Online, which I pay for mostly so that I can battle people in Pokemon Online or play Smash Online and have cloud saves so that I can not take up room on my memory
Nintendo Switch
card.
Online. Just don't tell me that the NES emulation is like a feature.
I mean, it is, dude. It is, man. To be able to access this conveniently on your Switch, on a native Nintendo console, without having to emulate, to hunt down a ROM or to
but you don't have to
pick
hunt
the
down
right
most
emulator. You
NES
pretty
ROMs.
much
You
do.
could just
Yeah,
play
you
them in a
do, man.
browser.
Well,
They've
then play it in a browser, dude. But I have a Switch. Why would I not get Nintendo? So why would I not get it, dude? It's, it's a fucking steal, regardless. Even if you took shit, I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. I don't play that shit, bro. I don't play that shit. My kid does. My wife sometimes does, but even then, she plays the new Mario games, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't play the fucking NES games anymore, dude. I play the new shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not my style. It's too easy for me. But
do you agree with the
if you remove that, yeah, dude, I do agree with it. Like, fuck that expansion pack, dude. Like, you should have just added that shit in, man. Totally. Just fucking add that shit in with the NES shit. Like,
okay. So,
you know?
Yeah, no, it's crazy, man.
And you don't even have GameCube. Where the fuck is my GameCube ports, dude? Come on.
Where's my GameCube Smash Bros?
Where's Smash Bros Melee, dude? Where's Smash Bros Melee? Where's Godzilla, dude? Godzilla on the GameCube was a tight ass game, bro.
No, dude.
I'm gonna overlay some footage of that right here.
So
that shit was tight.
Yeah. So the third thing I had to bring up is a commercial, a trailer, I'm not really sure, some sort of promotion for the 2024 Paralympics, and it is better than anything I saw from the most recent Olympics, like actual, like able people Olympics.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't watch the Olympics.
Okay.
I have no interest in it.
Well, this is like an advertisement.
I think that, and this we can talk about at a different time, but I'm just gonna have this comment.
Yes.
And say that the way that they treat the Olympic athletes is god awful and horrible and
oh yeah,
like it's bad. All right, anyways, that's all I had to say about that.
No, yeah.
And
So
I don't watch the Olympics, but I will watch this little trailer, and I'm gonna react to it. And you said it's a good
it's awesome.
Good experience.
It's very
it's awesome.
very
All right,
cool. Very cool.
Let me make sure. Okay. Cool. All right, I'm watching it right now. Robot and. So that was fucking tight.
Fucking awesome, right?
Dude, I'm gonna watch the Special Olympics now in 2024. Dude, that is dope. Whoever choreographed that video,
his name is Sadek Vaf.
Is a fucking god.
Yeah, beautifully done.
A god among men, dude.
Yeah, that was great.
That was awesome.
I love
now,
that.
Now,
So
all
cool.
those people like?
No, so I don't speak a lot of French, but in the thing it says.
I mean, I guess it doesn't matter if they are.
126 performers, professionals, and amateurs. So maybe
mean?
I don't know. It doesn't say. I don't speak a lot of French.
Sounds like these were actors.
Professionals.
I mean, I guess it doesn't matter.
I don't think the people in wheelchairs were actors.
They might have been. They found that many people.
Yeah,
well, I guess,
France. Yeah.
Were you saying they're all handicapped like that, bro?
No, because they can't drive.
Okay.
Because they
racist.
Because they drive around in fucking Citroens. And shit, and they get in a car wreck and it explodes.
All right.
And they end up. I don't know. Just saying.
I mean, it was cool. It was definitely a cool video.
It was
I really
very cool
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dope.
So you had
I
some.
appreciated that.
Yeah.
It was really
you had
cool.
some Halo news, my dude.
Not really
Halo.
news, man.
Okay.
Just like there's been a lot of rumblings in the gamer sphere, Twitter sphere, wherever, a lot of these Call of Duty Warzone streamers are just kind of, I wouldn't say they're bad mouthing Halo. They're like saying it doesn't have a battle royale, so it's going to be dead in 3 months. And all of this is in lieu of like the campaign trailer that just came out, which I will be watching on my channel, FYE Gaming on YouTube. Little shameless plug right there.
No shame.
But yeah, man, it's just, I find it very sad that they're that scared to lose their battle royale audience, because you can really tell that like they're gonna want to play this game, but they're not. It's gonna be dead on Twitch in 3 weeks to a month.
What is Halo?
Halo, that's what they're saying. They're not saying it's going to be a dead game, because it's not. I have a feeling it's going to be very popular. It's going to be very popular on YouTube, but on Twitch, because all the gamers that are on Twitch basically just stream battle royales and Warzone. Because
in between they stream the games that come out that are popular for a
right,
or two.
Right, but you can clearly tell these people want new shit. They want there to be a battle royale in Halo, because they want to fucking play something that's not Warzone.
Okay,
they're tired of playing Warzone.
Would you be opposed to a Halo?
No, I think that it would be cool as shit. Fucking dude, just drop it in like fucking Spartans, dude, or like an ODST, bro. That'd be tight. Okay, I mean, obviously, I'm glad that they aren't dropping a battle royale right away, and that's because. And actually, it's very smart of them not to, because they if they were focused on doing a battle royale and fucked up the rest of the game, I'm telling you, man, 343 would have lost Halo right there. Microsoft would have snatched that shit and fucking gave it to somebody else, because I don't know, maybe if they can, I don't know if they can. They would have given
it to Bethesda.
I would never play Halo again.
You wouldn't play Bethesda Halo?
No, dude. After Fallout 76, I have no faith in Bethesda.
What about if Obsidian made it? Still kind of a similar,
Maybe.
But they actually make good games.
No, I think that 343 is going to do a great job on it, because they focused their attention on the right spot, which was the campaign and the multiplayer, and making sure that it is going to be dope, which it will be. Cannot wait. November 19th. No, December something. November 19th is Battlefield. And Pokemon. I'm getting Pokemon.
Yeah.
Fuck Battlefield. I'm going to wait for Battlefield to be on sale, then I'm going to get it. Because I don't want to pay $60 for that. I mean, I played the beta, and it's just Battlefield, man.
Right.
But alas, here we are at
Yes.
the main section of our episode this week. We are going to be talking about the Matrix.
Matrix.
It's going to be awesome because the Matrix is awesome.
No, that's
Man.
not what we're talking about.
You guys gotta wait, bro, for the conspiracy theory episode, dude.
Right.
We're gonna talk about aliens and shit.
Talk about it.
Talk about how the aliens built the pyramids, man. Ancient aliens, dude.
Aliens. And the flat Earth.
Oh man, if you believe in flat Earth, don't even subscribe.
Yeah,
Just saying.
Stop.
Actually,
listening
no.
now.
Go ahead and subscribe, but don't listen to us.
Go take
I want your
science class.
subscription. Go do science and then
Right.
come back to me.
Go learn some science.
Right.
Yeah.
But anyways, Matrix. The first
Matrix.
Matrix, second Matrix, third Matrix. And we might touch on
And the
the
Animatrix.
new one. What?
The Animatrix?
Oh, Animatrix. I don't think I ever really fully finished watching the Animatrix, dude. I watched most of it.
Shame. You saw enough of it to get it.
I mean,
So-
it wasn't that, like, enthralling, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm not into anime like that, dude. I'm not a fucking weeb. All right?
Right.
I like the Matrix, but I don't like the Matrix that much.
Right. Well, you should. But anyway.
No, not necessarily.
Quick synopsis of the Matrix movies, if you live under a rock and haven't seen them. The premise is that human beings live trapped in a computer simulation because they went to war with machines and lost, and the machines use the humans for power as a power source somehow. They don't really. explain how.
So it's
But this is what the people in the Matrix
so
think.
fun fact about that itself, okay, is like we're batteries, okay, essentially. The original writing for the Matrix actually makes a lot more sense and is a lot more complex, and that is the reason they changed it to "We Are Batteries," because it was just too complex. They thought it was going to be too complex for the audience to grasp their puny audience brains around. And that was that we are like computers to them.
Like processors.
Like processors. Which makes a lot more fucking sense than we're batteries.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So they changed a very important fact of the story before they even like started filming this movie. Keep that in mind, is what I'm saying.
Probably changed a lot of things.
Right, but that is a pretty big thing to change. That's a huge aspect of the story. That makes way more sense.
Sure. I mean, definitely than that. But I think it also makes sense that the people living in quote-unquote the real world who are out of the Matrix, who are telling this story, are under a false impression or assumption. I mean, so much time has passed, since the war, that this could just be like whatever the bullshit they came up with their limited understanding of science and technology.
So you're saying that the people in the movie don't even know what the
Right.
true,
Well, I'm saying, yes.
like use of the humans are.
I think it would be naive of us to assume that their records are accurate. Yeah. Even in the slightest.
But they have that movie.
The Animatrix.
No. The one that Morpheus shows Neo
Well, right, but that's just
in the Matrix.
they made that. They constructed that like you constructed Michael Bay film. CGI, man.
Okay.
It's CGI. They're just, and even if let's say they found that in Zion when they got there, right, and just assumed it was like a genuine relic and not something planted there by the machines, right? Like, either way, the the premise is that they at least the people in the Matrix think that the humans are being used as batteries, the humans stuck in the simulation. And as a byproduct of the way the simulation is coded, eventually a person will show up that is capable of like changing the code with his thoughts.
Basically a virus.
Right. Or well, just a
or
bug.
Malware. Yeah, a bug.
No, just a
yeah,
bug.
A bug.
So the people outside of the Matrix can go, some of them can go big in and out, okay? And they're, fighting a war with the machines. They have like a group of people living outside of the Matrix in like a little city buried like in the sewers, deep underground. And they're looking for this person. They have like a prophecy. And a small group of these people are looking for the one. Okay? And they find this guy named Mr. Anderson. Okay? And his online handle is Neo. He's like a hacker by night.
Fucking Neo,
software
man,
developer
one.
by day. And he gets woken up and jacked out of the Matrix and flushed down a tube, and which is also sus. The fact that the machines just let him go and flushed him down a tube for the humans.
Well, no, he went. No,
like they had presumably done thousands of times before.
Hold on. They didn't just let him go, dude. They fucking trashed him, man. They dumped him down the tube. The tube leaves like where all the fucking bodies are and shit.
Yeah, but they should have.
Dead humans.
You think they would have like, I don't know.
I feel like incineration would have generated more energy.
What do you think they feed the people in the tubes?
Other people.
Or in the pods, right? So like, why would they just drop? Like how do the humans outside the Matrix have access to? How do the people of Zion have access to this chamber? Anyway, glossing over that. Okay, let's continue on. Okay,
I've never thought of that, and now my mind is just like blown. Like really,
right?
Like,
well, this will lead into my conspiracy theory about the Matrix. Okay,
right.
So they collect him, they plug him into their computers and upload kung fu into his brain and helicopter piloting and all this other shit. Okay, which is the coolest part of the entire 3 movies. The coolest premise.
The fucking training montage. That's not even really a training montage.
Yeah,
it's just like
into a chair,
he's just strapped in. Yeah, dude.
And then he wakes up and he goes, "I know kung fu," and the other guy goes,
"Right,
show me." And then they end up
Morpheus,
in a dojo
man.
fighting each other, and it's hilarious. Okay. You're gonna have to pull that one up. So then they are like talking him into fighting the machines, and the machines have a program called the Agent. It's like an FBI agent or a Men in Black, okay? And they can like take over anybody in the world, although it doesn't really explain how they do it or what happens to the person they do it.
Well, it's a virus.
Like, what happens to the person that gets taken over? Can they get untaken over or like? And what happens?
Well, I don't know. They never really show it.
And they never say let's say I'm Agent Jones, okay, and I have to take over Granny Smith down the street. Like, what happens to the agent? Like there's not 2 now Agent Joneses anyway. We're glossing over the fact they don't explain that.
Are you telling me you don't know? Oh, so are you saying that like when Agent takes over another
I'm talking
person
about in the first
Matrix
movie. In the first movie. When they take when one instant it's an old Asian lady, and the second instant it's a big white dude in a suit with black shades on. Let's say that agent then had to go 100 miles away somewhere else, and he takes over a different person. Like, what happens to the body he was currently inhabiting? Did he just disappear? Does the person who he took over reappear? Like, what do they think happened? There's a whole host of issues that arise with this instant teleportation.
I would assume. I'm trying to think of the scene that you're talking about.
Any of the scenes.
They don't teleport.
No, they take people over. They mutate people into them.
Right, it just copies them. It's I'm
talking about when Agent Smith is creating replicas.
That's what he's doing in the beginning when they take over the fucking cop, dude. When they're in the first movie.
Yeah, so what happened to those cops? Building. What happened to those cops?
They became Agent Smiths.
Okay, and then what?
And then they were Agent Smiths, man. I don't
But
know.
that's what I'm saying. Every Agent Smith is like a like what happens to the human on the other side?
Nothing.
What does
died.
everybody
They're
think
gone.
happened to the person? Does the system rectify the error? Like, I just no longer think that person ever existed.
That's the whole problem in the first place. Is that the Agent Smith is basically a virus, and obviously you have to watch.
No. You're getting ahead of yourself, dude. I'm talking about
No, that's the whole
movie.
thing, dude.
No, but he doesn't get the ability to do that till the end of the first movie. I haven't gotten to that yet.
No, but he's always been a virus, dude.
No, he hasn't. He was not a virus until Neo. No, he was not a virus until Neo jumped inside of him and blew him up. Okay,
Are you sure about that?
Yes, he was just another agent program. Okay, there's a bunch of agent programs. Okay, like NPCs. Okay,
I'm sure that what happens is,
regardless, that whole
like,
mechanism
they just reset.
is shady.
Yeah, well,
it's weird and doesn't make sense. Okay?
It's because they're being used as batteries. That's why it doesn't make sense.
So Neo gets cornered by these agents trying to get out. He's trying to get out of the Matrix. He gets cornered by these agents, and he gets killed. And then the tears of his girlfriend in the real world magically revive him. And he gets up.
Hold on, you're getting way ahead of yourself. They're not girlfriend boyfriend yet, dude.
No, yeah, but I mean, you know, she says
they haven't banged yet, dude.
No, I know, but she goes, "I love you. Can't die because I love you," and then he doesn't die. Okay,
right.
He gets back up.
The power
which
of
is
love.
This is another add it to your list of series of suspicious things for my conspiracy theory. Okay.
Right.
He gets back up, and now he can see the code of the Matrix. It no longer looks like the real world. He just sees the code, okay? And he flexes, and the world bends around him, okay? And then he fucking runs at Agent Smith and jumps inside of him, and then Agent
explodes.
Smith, like, turns around and explodes, okay? And that's pretty much how the movie ends, okay? And then... then in the Matrix Reloaded, the second movie, okay... He's trying to figure out a way to defeat the machines because the machines are coming to destroy Zion, the city of people on the outside. Okay, and so he follows this series of clues. Okay, and it turns out Agent Smith, the guy, the one agent program that he destroyed at the end of the first movie, has now like been unchained from the machine central computer and is now like a virus. And is spreading himself. He can jam his hand into people and take them over.
It's really cool.
Become them and absorb them and learn like their memories and all this other shit. Okay, and so he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna take everything over. Like, fuck this, right? There's no purpose to any of this. It's a purposeless exercise, and it should end." Is his whole philosophy.
Right.
And so,
because it is.
So Neo ends up getting led to this program called the Architect, who looks like Colonel Sanders sitting in front of a wall of TVs, and is told, "You're not the first The One. This is not the first The Matrix. That is not the first The Zion."
Is that in the third movie?
That's in the second movie. It's at the end of the second
okay.
movie. And he's told, you know, basically, he's told the first Matrix was like heaven. It was perfect, okay? And the human minds couldn't accept it. It failed.
They rejected it.
They rejected it because it was too perfect, okay? Which is another telling thing.
Right.
Okay? They tried to give us heaven after we tried to kill them all. After we tried to wipe the machines out. Supposedly. They tried to give us heaven as their first attempt at at pacifying us. Anyway.
Right.
So that every The One before him, like the best they could do was like make sure that there was only one The One, right? Mm-hmm. And that when he came around, he would be led to the Architect, and then he would choose like a certain number of people from the Matrix to start a new Zion and reset the system and do this all over again, basically. And Neo says, "No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go save my girlfriend, who just got shot." And it's like falling off of a building, and he walks out the door and like Superman's across the planet.
Right. Yeah, dude. Now he can fly. Now he can fly.
And then he reaches inside of her and pulls the bullet out. and
Right.
fucking heals her. Okay, like Jesus.
And then they're in love
Okay.
again.
And then they're in love again. Okay, and then you get to the third movie. Okay, where not only is it the Machine Menace, but now Agent Smith has taken over like everybody in the Matrix, basically.
Right.
Okay, and so Neo has to defeat him, and to defeat him, he has to interface with the machine mother computer and Agent Smith, like at the same time, so that they can eradicate the Smith virus. He makes a deal with the machines, basically, of I will take care of the Smith virus, and in exchange, like, you will let people choose whether or not they want to live in the Matrix, and you'll stop killing us, and you'll let us go to the surface.
This is after he gets blinded.
This is after he gets blinded and destroys
But can still see. But then
and destroys machines with his
and
mind.
he can use his
world.
powers in the real world.
Out of the Matrix. Out of
the
the
real
Matrix
world.
Okay. So he does this. He and Smith have this huge fight, which makes no sense.
It's a dope fight, though.
Because what he wants to happen is for Smith to take him over. Right.
Right. So why doesn't he just let him?
Why does he fight him?
Because
it doesn't make any sense.
Because that wouldn't sell movies, man.
It wouldn't sell the movie.
But fighting in a city like that,
but it's a good fight. It's a good fight scene.
It's a great fight scene.
And then they and also Neo's girlfriend dies. She gets impaled by like 6 spikes, and then Neo dies at the end too. Okay.
Well, doesn't he become one with the machines?
No, he dies.
Does he die? Okay.
He dies. He's dead. He dies. Okay, his physical body dies because his mental body dies.
Right.
His mental self dies in the Matrix. His physical body dies. So, and you know, happy ending, world save is how it ends. Okay, but here's where my conspiracy theory. Just hear me out on it.
All right, explain this, and I'm gonna give you my hot take on it.
Okay, so my theory is that the real world outside the Matrix is actually a second Matrix. It's actually a second simulation.
I'm pretty sure that's like confirmed, not like confirmed.
Well, I don't know if
that's the general like conspiracy theory that everybody.
I mean, no,
has.
there's a lot of conspiracy theories.
Oh, there's a lot of theories, but like that's like a very prevalent
This is the
one.
only one that makes sense.
Right.
Because if you were running a second Matrix, you would give the Zion people the body of the one, right? Like, you would enable this whole thing to happen, right? This cycle has probably happened, or they've planned for it. They know it's going to happen, right?
Right.
So they let him out. They, even the Smith thing, they probably knew was going to happen, right? Like it was entrapment. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And even Smith figures it out. Like, there's hints to it. Like, Smith says,
like when he goes and sees the Oracle in the third movie.
No, in the second movie, he sees the Oracle in the courtyard.
Yeah, and he kills her.
And Smith walks.
No, not in the courtyard. When he goes to her house in the third one and talks to her, she explains the whole fucking thing with him and how it happened, essentially. So, like, he knows about everything that's going on.
Yeah, no, well, it's in the second movie. He walks up to Neo's talking to the Oracle in the
courtyard,
bodyguard in the garden or the park or whatever, and then Smith walks up, and this is when you find out Smith's been like cloning himself. Okay, but he says to him, he's like you and I are the same now. We're both free, but we're not free, are we? And we,
this is before the absolutely god-awful CGI fight scene.
The god-awful CGI fight scene, yes. Where he's, like, running on their faces and stuff.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, but he...
oh, man.
But he says, we're free, but we're not free, are we? We're not really free, are we?
Right.
And that, like, and even, the architect says, like, the Matrix I ended up designing was mathematical perfection. It was perfect.
So, yeah, it's perfect for them. Not necessarily for us. Because the perfect Matrix that they made for us, we rejected.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. If you make your perfect Matrix, right? And then you find out that, like, humans need, bad things to happen. They don't need a perfect world, right?
Right.
And then you realize, he even says, like, a certain number of them, like, are just going to reject it anyway. And so we have to, like, build Zion for them. Like, of necessity, we build Zion, right? But...
Well, because those are the people that need conflict.
Okay, right, but no, people need conflict. But whatever it is, they're just, their brains are not. They're not. They don't have any guile. Like, they're not gullible. They can't be fooled. Okay.
Right.
So for the people who can't be fooled, they have to live in the real world, and they're gonna live in the real world and whatever. Like
the real world,
and we'll keep them in this little pocket. But, like, that's my point. Is that, like, that's what they say happens, right? That's what the architect says is going on. But if I were a logical thinking machine at that point, and then I'm coming across this problem with the first Matrix, okay, and maybe in the second Matrix I do this thing, but then I realize, like, I could just build one Matrix deeper, and then everybody would be in a simulation, and I wouldn't need to let anybody out into the real world.
Right.
Right, because if you can make them think they're already not in the computer, they'll convince themselves they're not in the computer. If you can give them another computer,
if they think that they're leaving
another
the computer
to reject. Yeah, you give them another computer to reject, and then they won't think that they're still in a computer.
Right.
Which it explains why Neo's able to use his magic to destroy machines in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It explains why the machines don't overrun Zion and kill everybody.
Even though they definitely could have.
Even though they should have by the point at which they said they were going to, right? Like,
how do you not find...
There's a lot of, like, sketchy shit like that really that's in there that just kind of, like... And on top of it, like, from their own admission, pretty much,
I'm
like...
yawning.
And the admission of the humans, even, like, the machines are the good guys.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't do anything wrong. They didn't start it, and they did the nice thing every single time. They did the best they could do every single time. And, like, what do you think?
I mean, that's basically what I think too. I mean, I don't think that necessarily was the intention of the writers. I don't think that was their intention to have it be that way.
Well,
I think that
probably not, but
I think the fact that it's a Hollywood movie is the problem.
It would also explain why Agent Smith is able to take over that dude and then jack out of the Matrix into his body.
Or how Neo can get jacked out of the Matrix without being jacked into the Matrix.
Right.
When he was in purgatory. I don't know, man. I do agree with that for sure. Like I said, I don't think the writers... I think they just got dealt a shit hand, dude. I think that they had to cut too much from the movies. Because who knows, man? Those movies are like 2 hours long each, right? So obviously they have time constraints. And I think that if they were given more time, they could have explained all of this, regardless of whether that's how it went down or not. I just don't know. I didn't like the third movie all that much.
Well, that is my issue.
I think the third movie, the issue is the third movie, because the first and second movie basically make sense together.
No, they don't.
Kind of. They kind of do.
The
second movie is a good sequel because it adds to the first movie.
Look,
it adds different stuff.
The best
and it's
movie.
well filmed. And it's well filmed. Very, very well filmed. Dude, the highway scene. The highway scene, dude.
Yeah,
shit's
it's The Empire
tight.
Strikes Back. All of the movie. The whole movie.
Right.
Is The Empire Strikes
It's
Back.
so cool, dude. And the third movie just fucked it. Just fucked it up, man. To be honest with you.
I mean...
And I think that they didn't really know where they wanted the story to go either.
I think it's kind of a Halo Combat Evolved situation. too, where they weren't necessarily planning on making a sequel or making it a trilogy when they came out with the first thing. They were just like, this is a thing. And then like people were like, we want another one, and they were like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, because Halo 2 is like the best Halo.
Well, right, but not only that, but like they had to, by the time you got to Halo 3, like they were having a little bit of trouble clarifying and explaining some of the things that were going on in the story, some of the shit that they had set up in the original game, and trying to make it consistent.
Even if said thing that was a setup wasn't designed initially to be a setup.
Right, exactly. And so there's a lot of that. Like
I could see that.
They introduced a new enemy type and all this stuff, and they kind of have to come up with a reason for why they weren't in the first game and all this other shit. Right. And so, they had to do a bit of extra legwork, and in my opinion, the end result, like with Halo 3, like the end of the storyline, just like it was kind of the same thing with me for the Matrix Revolutions.
Well, no, because Halo 1, 2, and 3 at least made sense. A lot more sense.
Right, they made a lot more sense, yes.
Than Matrix, the Matrix trilogy does. And hey, you know what though? Like with the new Matrix movie, they got this, what is it? The Matrix Resurrection or something like that?
Yeah.
Like, so I watched the trailer like weeks ago when it came out. You just watched it.
Yeah.
My initial thoughts, and I'm going to tell you my initial thoughts like when I first watched it. I am hoping that it will build on what's already there and kind of try to explain some of it and maybe kind of move the story in a direction in which makes sense in a decent manner without, and I know this is going to sound silly, without being too woke. Okay, because when movies come out that are too woke, they're bad. Because they don't hire, at that point, they're not hiring an actor or an actress because of their skill in acting and whatnot.
Sure.
They're, at that point, going to hire them because of either the color of their skin or who they like to sleep with. You know what I'm saying? Or what gender they think they are. And I think that is a horrible way to cast movies. And I hope that they don't do that. And if they don't do that, I feel like it will be a decent movie. But I feel if it leans towards that woke side, I don't think it's going to be any good. And I in the Matrix itself, the original trilogy was rather woke. I mean, it wasn't like,
but it wasn't
super in your face woke, but it was pretty much a movie.
Art is a place to express your politics.
It signifies, and I get that. And the original Matrix trilogy apparently signifies like the transition. You know what I'm saying? Like being a trans person is what they are saying, is that the original trilogy, that's what it signifies. Is like,
who cares? But it's
right, exactly. That's what I'm saying, dude. I don't care about any of that. But what I'm saying is, but I also don't want it to be so shoved in my face that I feel like they're trying to indoctrinate me.
I think you should have enough faith in them that they've given you 3 movies where it was subtle enough that I don't have any reason to doubt the fourth one is going to be subtle enough.
2021,
but it's okay.
And that is completely different from 1999.
But as long as you put in like a chick with short colored hair that's like androgynous enough, like that ticks the box.
Yeah, dude. But the boxes have changed. Is what I'm saying.
But like
the boxes have changed in 2021. 2020, 2021, the last like 3 or 4 years, dude, the boxes have changed especially from what they were in 1999 when the movie was originally released.
So here's what I saw. In the trailer.
What is your take?
My reaction to the trailer. So,
and that's a very hot take for me. You know what I'm saying? So like people probably are not going to agree. I'm probably going to get canceled for that.
Well, no, I mean it's okay. It's just like I think it's a valid concern in general that you don't want the movie you're going to see to be politicized too much or anything like that.
Right.
You just want to go enjoy yourself kind of thing.
Right.
But I would counter that with like they haven't given me any reason to doubt their ability to
That's true.
Make it subtle.
But I also know what
I accept that there's going to be a certain amount of that shit in whatever media.
There was in the first 3, dude.
Yeah, but so for the trailer, the first thing that stood out to me was that it was not green.
Yep, it's orange.
It's orange. And I know that making movies orange and blue is
for
like
all of you that are not
thing.
understanding what he's saying.
Well,
he's talking about like the filter that was like in the original trilogy.
Almost
when you're in the Matrix, what was it in the Matrix? It was
no. Whenever they were in the Matrix,
right? It was red.
It was
or
green.
Green.
It was green.
Was it green?
And when they were out of the Matrix, it was
blue.
Yes.
That's
it was
why you
blue
take
out of the Matrix. But that was just like the walls and lighting of Zion mostly.
It was like the filter. It was like the filter they put over the.
Yeah,
the thing.
when you watch a movie normally, most movies, especially like very cinematic or epic ones, every scene is either a shade of blue or a shade of orange because your brains like it.
It's either warm or cool.
It's either warm or cool. And the Matrix was green, okay? And that was fucking different. And that was something that captured me even as a child. It's something that stuck
like
with me.
when you're in the Matrix.
When you're in the Matrix.
When you're in the Matrix.
Everything is green tinged. Okay, the green filter is cranked, and it's beautiful. Okay, it's a very cool effect,
and it's very subtle, very subtle.
Very subtle. It's not as in your face as the orange and blue. And the first thing I noticed when I saw this was just fucking orange, dude. And I was kind of dismayed at that.
I'm hoping that is just a early rendition of what it's going to look like, and maybe that it will be
top
edited
of that,
more.
Okay, the first thing I saw also was Keanu Reeves' face, which does not bode well in my opinion storyline wise.
Well,
like
he's dead.
Lucy, you got a lot of explaining to do, kind of shit.
Well, he's
and
dead.
You better not give me some bullshit explanation. Yeah, he's dead. Okay?
But
and
I mean,
so
this could
Trinity,
be a different.
But
this could be a different iteration of the Matrix.
There's like a 1 second, a quarter of a second scene. Okay, 3/4 of the way through this trailer, and you see what looks like, it's a dark room with some like amorphous like shit in the background. Okay, and
right.
Fucking Trinity, she's there like moving with her mouth open, and she's like jacked into something, but it's not jacked into the jack in the back of her, in the base of her skull. It's like attached
to like her back,
to her spine around her shoulders. Yeah, and then there's like a couple other things going out, and her skin has like these like straight lines in it with like blue light coming out of him, kind of like cyborgy, if you will.
So you think she's a robot?
I don't know what to think. Okay, but that was something that stood out to me. I was like, whoa, and had to stop it.
That was very weird to me.
Go back and watch it.
I do think that, I mean, it's all in the name, Matrix Resurrection. That obviously the meaning of resurrection, meaning to bring back to life. So I like that they are at least going in a direction that bringing Keanu Reeves and I don't know what her name is, person plays Trinity, but bringing Trinity back and bringing Neo back will make sense. Hopefully. To the original trilogy, and I'm really hoping that they do that because.
And then they got a not Morpheus who like literally dresses the same.
Dollar store Morpheus, bro. Dollar store Morpheus, dude.
What is it with?
I don't know why they couldn't get the original dude. I don't know what his name is.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah, Laurence Fishburne.
Laurence Fishburne, is he even alive?
Yeah, dude, he was in John Wick. He's in John Wick. I'm pretty sure he's still alive.
Yeah, he's still alive.
He's old as shit, but yeah, he's still alive.
Hold on, let me see if there's an answer.
Dude, I'm thinking he's gonna have a cameo, dude. No, I don't think that that's Morpheus. I don't think that that's Morpheus, dude.
Oh my god. Okay, this is from GamerRevolution.com. And it says, it says there's a new Morpheus actor in the Matrix 4 Resurrections because nobody asked Laurence Fishburne to reprise the role. This is most likely due to Warner Brothers wanting a younger actor to depict Morpheus in the new Matrix Resurrections movie.
Are you serious? They just said, fuck that guy? Wow.
It's, okay, Resurrections, the Matrix, the latest trailer reveals it to be both a prequel and a sequel, so presumably Morpheus exists on the prequel timeline as a younger character. If accurate, the nature of this narrative necessitated changing Morpheus's casting to a younger stand-in better fit. You can fucking CGI that shit.
Me, you
can Benjamin Button.
That wording right there, dude.
Yeah.
it's a prequel and a sequel at the same. Like, man, that just means time travel, dude. I feel like there's gonna be time travel. It's gonna fucking ruin it, and it's not gonna make sense, dude.
Laurence Fishburne told Vulture, "I wish them well. I hope it's great."
No, dude, because that tells me there's gonna be a lot of time travel. Maybe it's a possibility of time travel, or like bouncing around prequel sequel shit, and that's a very confusing way to make a movie.
I'm sorry, dude. It's
Don't
like
do
an
that.
Elvis impersonator.
A Korean Elvis impersonator.
No, at least it's like fucking Laurence Fishburne.
Yeah.
Like at least
no,
it looks like him, but it's
see. That's the thing is,
principle
my
of the
original
thing,
thought without reading that was that everything that's in the Matrix right now in this movie, I have a feeling is like not gonna be like real.
Well, why didn't you just recast somebody to play young and old Neo?
Because it's Keanu Reeves, bro.
Who cares? Laurence Fishburne's a fucking big name actor too.
Not Keanu Reeves. Not as big as Keanu Reeves, though, dude.
Yeah, but he's been doing it longer.
Keanu Reeves is the only reason I'm going to be watching this movie.
Yeah, me too. Really. Still,
in respect for that man.
But
you know, he's such a good person.
Well, I'm just, like, I don't know, man. I'm gonna see it. I'm probably not gonna see it the day it comes out.
Well, it's gonna be
Christmas.
on HBO, dude.
Oh, it is gonna be on HBO.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll probably watch it on Christmas.
And we share HBO.
Yeah, I just don't like. Why couldn't they just leave it?
Because, man, the fucking this right here, dude. This is why. Couldn't fucking leave it, bro. Fucking money, dude. That's what they want.
But like,
they want fucking money, dude. And Matrix will bring them a lot of money.
Is the world so creatively bankrupt?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, dude. Sleeping Dogs Lie.
Yes,
we need
dude.
Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yes.
And whatever the new Independence Day movie was.
Why do you think they're remastering all these old games? Why do you think they're remaking all these old movies?
Well, okay,
because they don't have any new ideas.
Look, no, here's the thing. I in defense of remakes, okay, certain remakes, I will defend Square Enix specifically, okay? The remake of Final Fantasy VII did not take resources away from any other games that they're making.
Why do you think they made how many Marvel movies?
Yeah, I know, right? Jesus wept.
Because they don't have any new ideas, dude.
No.
Don't get me wrong, the Marvel movies are badass. Most of them are pretty badass, and I'll watch them.
Even Star Wars.
Star Wars is badass, dude. But like
both times,
the last three were god awful.
Well, no,
so,
let's be real. The first three were the only good ones. They should have just
let it be. One
and then
episode.
To make 3 more.
Episode 1, 2, and 3 were good, dude. I like those. I didn't like them as much as the original, not nearly as much as the original.
I'm sorry, dude. We're not going to start. We're not going to start on Star Wars right
dude,
now.
Yeah, for sure. That's a 3-part podcast, dude.
Right.
One for each trilogy, bro. But yeah, no. That's something that we really disagree on too.
Yes, it is. We really disagree on Star Wars, but The Matrix, I think we both kind of agree on. I also, here's another thing. There's a little thing that's always bothered me with The Matrix. Okay, so you know the mechs that they use in Zion to fight the machines.
Yeah, bro, that scene is the coolest scene in that movie.
It's a really cool scene, but like,
it's the coolest scene in that movie.
My first thought when I saw one of those.
That's the third movie, right?
Because I played Mech Warrior when I was a kid. I think it was the second movie too. I think they had some of those in the second movie.
I think they showed them, but they weren't like in combat.
Yeah, but like
because they hadn't attacked Zion yet.
You're shooting at machines. At least in this case, they're like shooting at machines way above their head, right? Way above their head, and like there are no steel cages or protective anything in front of you when you're in one of these things. Like, it's a giant mech, like, you could put on a steel plate on the front so that the first machine that jumps on you doesn't fucking impale you with its spikes and shit. So that the first one that you shoot that falls straight down doesn't land on your head and murder you. Like,
listen, man.
I get that they were presumably repurposed, like, construction machines and shit. They kind of look like they weren't made for combat initially, but...
Hold on. I'm going to say, yes, I spent 3 years in the Army. And if you think the things that we were providing... Now, I'm not an expert by any means. I haven't seen a bunch of places. I've spent only 3 years in. But if you think the things that we didn't receive weren't busted and or make very little sense design-wise, then you're wrong, dude. Because military standard, man.
I've seen the rotating turrets on the top of Humvees, and there's like two basic setups. You've got the like double shield thing on either side of it, right? Mm-hmm. The like big metal plate, or you've got the like encircling like cubby hole fucking thing for like the grenade launchers. Okay, but like there's some sort of protection. Okay, there's almost never none unless it's just like an M249 that you're mounting up there or some shit that doesn't, it's not one of the big guns. But like, right. I was never in the military, but from what I've seen of things like that, and if the military ever does make a fucking war mech like that, you goddamn...
Well, hold on. Also, you have to think, now let's look at this in a scientific way. Okay? The weight factor. Okay? So say you want to mount a steel plate on the front of this thing. What if it's already at max weight capacity for those hydraulics to work?
And you add more hydraulics.
What if there's probably a limited fucking supply of hydraulics underground?
Look, I would
fucking Hoboville, dude.
Okay, here, I will do you one better. Okay? If I was one of those
people, I think mechs were just a bad choice.
No, what I would do... because you couldn't carry one of those guns on your hand.
Right, but you can mount them on the walls.
But, I think they did have some mounted ones.
Right, they did, yeah.
Okay,
but like I'm talking about everywhere else.
With the mechs, I would have taken a one less gun and picked up a big ass shield.
Yeah.
Like you have an extra
or I do you one better. Fuck all those mechs, okay, and just build EMPs, dude.
Well, they did use an EMP.
They used the ship as an EMP.
Yeah, why did they not
flew
have
the
an EMP
ship
in Zion? Good
right,
question.
Right. They literally have their whole fleet of ships that are basically EMPs, obviously, because they used it as an EMP without damaging anything like the ship or anything. It didn't really, it was doing what it was designed to do.
It was a Hollywood EMP.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. They didn't think to make any, I don't know, EMP grenades for these fucking mechs to be throwing or something, or
do those even exist
EMP?
In real life?
I don't know, dude. Bro, we're talking about the fucking Matrix.
I understand, but those people are using basic.
But at the same time, it makes sense because if that's a second Matrix, then that was all planned in the first place for it to go out like that. Because the humans, in order for them to truly win,
they need
and
hope.
they think they win, they needed to battle great adversity.
Totally.
And win to truly think that they've won.
Right.
The odds were against them, Yeah. It's another thing that just fucking makes sense, dude.
It totally makes sense. I mean, look, it's a shame that we have to dissect movies like this. But if they could, it wasn't such a horrible art form. It was almost completely incapable of telling a story.
But at the same time, dude, the filming of the Matrix movies revolutionized cinematography in the way that they did some shit.
Say that 3 times.
And fuck you. And the blend of sci-fi, cyberpunk, futuristic sort of vibes, industrial combined with kung fu and martial arts, dude, was fucking goddamn spot on, dude. Very well done. And guns, bro. Dude. I mean, it was fucking beautiful. And I really hope that they continue at least that tradition on. Obviously having Keanu Reeves after him doing John Wick, which is a fucking awesome trilogy.
Didn't he just finish filming John Wick 4?
I hope so, because I want to watch it. I have all 3 John Wicks. If you haven't seen all 3 of them on my Vudu, I'll give you the stuff so you can watch it.
I think, if I was a billionaire, I would commission a movie, or a dictator even better. I would commission a movie, that was in the vein of, you know, Alien versus Predator or Batman
Right.
versus Superman. Okay, but it's Keanu Reeves versus Jason Statham, and it's just like 3 hours of them in like an empty like office building with just like random weapons stashed around. And
They don't even have to be real weapons, dude.
Well, they could have some. Obviously, they'd fight with shit they, you know, pick up and find, like hit each other with telephones and keyboards and stuff like that.
But see, here's the thing, though, dude. Would they just be Keanu Reeves versus, like, you know, Jason Statham? Or would it be like John Wick versus the Transporter?
No, it would be Keanu Reeves versus Jason Statham.
Okay.
I mean, you know,
is Jason Statham going to take his shirt off, roll around in some oil, and kick his ass? Like he did in Transporter 2? You remember that scene? And that's the only scene that resonates with me because it's so awesome.
No,
how he fucking
I was thinking more of like the mechanic. Jason Statham.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know?
I mean, yeah.
And just like a little bit more murdery, kind of. And I think you could have this, you know, whole 3 hour long like cat and mouse game.
Right.
They're broken up by like they could talk to each other real seriously and stuff, and then get into another fight, shoot out, talk to, you know, somebody runs down the stairway and you get to the next floor and there's just like some more crazy shit.
And each floor is different. Like like one floor, like the first one is like an office building with a bunch of cubicles.
It could even be like
the second one is like a garage
kind of thing. It could be like a Saw kind of thing where it's like only one of you leaves here alive.
Right, that'd be tight, dude.
Yeah.
And then like the first floor is the office building with cubicles. The second floor is like a body shop or like a garage looking place.
Right.
You know? The third one can be like I don't know, a rainy street.
No, like a big ass like weight room and gym.
Yeah, like a gym, dude. Yeah, with a pool.
And then the fourth one can be like a mansion or a house.
Right, and then the fifth one's just a roof, and it's just a rainy street.
Right.
a rainy alleyway on the top of a building.
No, the last one could be just in like a cold, dark concrete floor basement. With just a single light, like a Fight Club. Right,
dude, and a single chair right underneath the light.
Right. A single baseball bat.
Right.
Standing, just balanced, sitting there. I don't know, dude. I think that would make a good movie.
Dude.
I think those two dudes should get in a movie together. Like, what the fuck, Hollywood? You haven't gotten these two guys in a movie together, like, ever? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Crazy.
And then right at the end, when whoever wins is dishing out the killing blow, The Rock steps out.
Yeah, right.
And makes a joke of some kind. It's just a one-liner. I don't even know.
He would just be like, Rock 2024.
Right, dude? Right? Running for president.
The whole movie would just be a giant campaign ad.
For The Rock. And he's not even in till the end. You want more of this?
That's
day?
Hollywood. That's entertainment. That's fucking entertainment.
Right. Oh, for sure.
Bro, I have seen some great names in RuneScape today. I just want to say, I've got.
Are you playing RuneScape right now? You fucking scumbag.
I'm just chopping wood. I've got a guy named JW Red Label, and I've got a guy named Honda CRV. Right, like those are pretty good names. I like when it's not J-Man123.
Right.
You know, there's actually like...
I always love when I'm playing anything just to see those super generic gamer tags that were obviously like issued to them by Microsoft. like Blue Jay 340 or some shit, or like another one?
Curly Earth.
Right, Curly Earth, yeah.
Shit like that. You get some stupid.
Do you have anything else to add to our Matrix discussion? We kind of went off topic there.
I don't think so. I
think that we're pretty much agreeing on the whole fucking thing, though, dude.
Yeah, there's a second Matrix. basically.
Yeah, there's a second Matrix and maybe a third, depending on this next fucking movie. Who knows?
Right. I mean,
Maybe that's why it's orange, because it's a third Matrix, dude.
I mean, there is a dude sitting in a chair talking about him going back into the Matrix.
Oh,
So
Neil
presumably
Patrick
he's not in
Harris?
no, it's not Neil Patrick Harris. It's a different guy later in the trailer.
Later in the trailer? Okay.
He's like, how's it feel to go back to where it all began? To go back to the Matrix or some shit like that. And, like, so that leads me to believe he's not in the Matrix.
Bro, if you haven't realized already, that's all part of the plan, dude.
I know, dude.
It's a third
Jesus
Matrix,
Christ.
man. But Neo doesn't know it's Matrix. He thinks it's real life.
Right.
He didn't actually die.
Maybe this isn't actually.
He just
Neo,
got
maybe
sent
it's just
to
a
the next
program.
Matrix.
Maybe it's just a copied Neo program.
Maybe it's a
Maybe it's
fucking
the-
android.
NPCO.
Right? Neo EXE.
Yeah, there you go. Neo.exe. There you go. That is perfect. Yeah. That's gonna be the title of this episode.
Neo.exe. All right, I'm down.
Yeah.
That's
perfect.
But all right, I think that should wrap it up then, dude. Honestly, I have nothing else to really add to or contribute. So, if you guys enjoy listening to this and want to see more, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave comments down below. Give us suggestions of shit to talk about, man. Like, we're not that smart. We can't always come up with smart stuff to talk about.
We do our best.
We're still working on like a permanent kind of format and what day we're going to come out with it and what time and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But, you know, if you like the video and subscribe, then make sure the little bell is checked or whatever the fucking YouTubers say. You'll get the notification, even though
hopefully get the notification.
Notifications don't really work.
Yeah, they work sometimes.
Sometimes. But yeah, and obviously subscribe to Moof's channel, Moof Burger Gaming.
Moof Burger Gaming.
And subscribe to my channel, FYE Gaming. Follow me on Twitter. Moof doesn't have a Twitter because it's Twitter. Because it's Twitter. Let's be real. I damn near don't want a Twitter, but because, yeah, you don't tweet. You twit. You twits don't tweet. I also recently have started doing short gameplay videos on TikTok. Nothing too serious. Oh, I remember what the fuck I wanted to talk about at the beginning of the video.
Yeah, tell me. Before we end.
Speaking of TikTok, that's what just fucking popped that shit right into my brain. Fucking Trailer Park Boys are on fucking TikTok, dude.
I know. They post their shit on YouTube too.
They're fucking hilarious.
It's fucking hilarious. Well, somebody told them they should do it. Or they were on Park After Dark. They saw how much money people were making with TikTok, and they were like, we have a.
But I don't think people really make money on TikTok.
They do from ads and shit. Yeah.
I don't think they do. There's not really ads, but what TikTok is about is clout. That's what the currency of TikTok is.
I'm sure that
because most people that are on TikTok that have a lot of followers also have YouTube,
right?
And shit and Twitch or whatever. So I could be what I'm new to this whole thing. I could be 100% wrong. So, but yeah, I just thought of that earlier, dude. I was like, man, that is interesting. I didn't know they were on TikTok.
Awesome and hilarious.
I fucking instantly followed them, dude. But yeah, so if you don't have anything to add, do you have anything to add?
Nope. Everybody have a great week.
Yeah, have a great week. We'll see you next week.
Go Irish.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Go Blue. I'm gonna be going to the Indiana-Michigan game this weekend. Cannot wait.
Yeah. Have a good one.
But yeah, peace out.
Peace out.